So, dear students, we are going to be learn today temperature entropy diagram, and the temperature entropy diagram is like the PV diagram. We are already discussed the PV diagram here. PV diagram is nothing but it can be defined, it can be specific state of the system, it can be represented with the help of the thermodynamic variable. So, there are the pressure, volume, temperature and entropy. These are the thermodynamics variable. So, temperature, entropy, that is TS. Diagram. So, we know there is a PV diagram. So, as like the PV diagram, we can be represent the state of the system. So, there are the PV, T and S. These are the thermodynamic variables. So, out of this, we require only the two variables to be define the state of the system. Any two, it may be any two. Because if you know the two variable, we can determine the third variable by using the relation. Now, similarly, PV diagram, we can be also define the state of the system with the help of the TS diagram. With the help of the TS diagram, as like the PV diagram. So, now we consider TS diagram. Now we will consider the TS diagram. It will be the take perpendicular. So we got TS diagram. So we can use this. So suppose there is a system at A state initially having the temperature now and entropy. If your system move from A to the B, here is the B, and temperature will changes from T1 to the T2 and S1 to the S2, S1 to the S2. So we can be draw the perpendicular here. So we got the A dash, it is called as the B dash. So now we consider the system will be the move from the small distance as like the AB. So AB is another small distance. So we got we can use the A and B, small a and b. Okay. So for small system, there is a suppose small change in your entropy of the your system. So there is a small change that is called as a infinitesimal change. So dq is a small amount of heat absorbed at the temperature T. So there is small change in entropy. Accordingly, over the second law of thermodynamics, we got the ds is equal to dq upon T. So this is according to the second law of the thermodynamics. ds is equal to dq upon T. Now here dq is equal to, we can write dq is equal to T into ds. This amount of heat absorbed by the system is equal to the area under the curve. So area under the curve is AB. So if you have to plot this perpendicular, so these are the area under the curve A dash B dash. So this is equal to the area under the, that is area of the strip also say AB B dash A dash. So your system moves from the your state A to the state B. So we say it is the total amount of heat absorbed by the your system when it is moved from the state A to the state B, state A to the state B. So we can say Q is the total amount of heat absorbed when system move from A to the B. So only we have to take the integration. So we got the total amount of heat absorbed by the system. So we got the A to the B. TDS is equal to area of the AB B dash C. So total amount of heat absorbed by the system is equal to A B B dash C. This is an area under the curve AB. Area under the curve AB. Similarly, the PV diagram. So there is an also work done. That work done must, that is the amount of heat absorbed by the system as like the PV diagram. PV diagram there is no work done. Here we consider there is an amount of heat absorbed by the system. So we got the area under the curve. Now you consider the example of the Carnot cycle. We can consider Carnot cycle example. So we know that in a Carnot cycle or Carnot heat engine, there is a 4 operation. That is, we got there is a 4 cycle, and that represent that cycle by using the TS diagram as like the PV diagram. So that diagram is or it is the representative state of your system with the help of the TS given as like. So suppose it is C1, C2, C3 and C4. C1, C2, C3 and C4 is an state of your system. It will be present. Now consider there are the 4 operations we consider along the C1 sheet. Means your system is initially at a state of C1. So this is a temperature, suppose the T1. So along to the C1 and C2, this is your the isothermal expansion. You should be remember, the first process in a Carnot cycle is an isothermal expansion. If isothermal expansion, then your the temperature T1 is a constant. There is an expansion, so there is a work done, and that work done is done by absorbing the heat Q1. That is the amount of heat absorbed by your system is a Q1. So we got the Q1 is an amount of heat absorbed by the system, and that amount of heat absorbed by the system is equal to the area under the C1 C2 curve. That is, this curve is an isothermal curve, so we call it as a area of the C1 C2. You have to label here also. suppose the A and B. So we got here A, B, C1, C2, B, E. So this area is equal to base into height, that is C1 into C2. C1, C2 is the length, that is the base, into height is the C1 into E. So we got C1, C2. C1, at the C1 there is an entropy S1. Entropy S1, at a C2 entropy changes from S1 to S2. So here during the isothermal expansion, entropy of the system will be the changes S1 to the S2. So we got S2 minus S1 into C1 into A is an your the temperature T1 is an your constant. This is an temperature is an constant T1. Here is an also temperature, so it is an T1. Now we consider next process, that is a C2 into C3. That is called as along the C2 C3. That is our vertical C2 to C3. Now this is a adiabatic expansion process. Adiabatic expansion, but it is an adiabatic. So there is no heat exchange of the heat exchange in between your system and surrounding. So there is no change in the heat, only there is an expansion. This is the adiabatic, so temperature will fall from the T1 to the T2. So dq is equal to 0. So Q is an even constant, that is heat will be the remains so constant. So we got the T1 to T2. So there is no amount of heat absorbed or rejected by the system. So we consider your next process, that is an along to the C3 C4. So along to the C3 C4 is an your horizontal. So should we remember along to the C4 C3 C4. Now this is an your isothermal, but there is a compression. That is your third step of the your Carnot cycle. Isothermal, there temperature remains constant. Compression, there so heat is an evolved. Here is suppose the Q2 is an amount of heat evolved or rejected. Heat is an evolved or rejected. So total amount of heat rejected by your system, that must be equal to the Q2 is an amount of heat absorbed by your system is equal to the area of the C3 C4 AB. So we will consider your area is an anti-clockwise. Here C3 C4 A into B. So area under the curve C3 C4, and that is equal to the area of the rectangle C3 C4 AB. So area must be equal to the base into height. So base is the C4 minus C3 into AB is a C3 into B. Now we consider C4 C3. There is a changes is the S2 minus S1. That is entropy will be changes now, because it is a isothermal compression. So entropy will be changes. Now here entropy will decreases because it is a compression. So we got the S2 minus S1 into height, that is C3 into B, and that is equal to the temperature, which is constant, that is called as a T2. So we got the S2 minus S1 into T2. Now consider the last step, and that last step is along to the C4 C1. Now along to the C4 C1, so we will get the adiabatic compression, and in adiabatic there is no exchange of the heat. There is no exchange of heat, so we got the Q is a constant. So there is no amount of heat absorbed or rejected by the system. So compression is there. So temperature of the system will be the increasing, and that temperature increasing is T2 to the T1. So we consider these two equations, Q1 and Q2. This is over the Q1 and Q2. So we got the Q1 Q2 ratio. So we get the ratio of the Q2 to the Q1. So we get the relation between the temperature and amount of heat absorbed by your system. So Q2 upon Q1 is equal to S2 minus S1 into T2 divided by S2 minus S1 into T1. So S2 minus S1 will be the cancel, so remaining term is the T2 divided by T1. So we got the Q2 upon Q1 is equal to T2 upon T1. So Q2 upon Q1. Now by rearranging the terms, so we got the 1 minus Q2 upon Q1, 1 minus T2 upon T1, and this is known as the efficiency of the work Carnot heat. This is known as the efficiency of the Carnot heat engine. So this is about the TS diagrams which is used to represent the state of the system with the help of the TS thermodynamic variable. Now we move forward the next article, and that article name is the TDS equation. Now this TDS equation, there is not asking the derivation on the TDS equation now. So the weightage of the TDS will be less, but it should be remember it, TDS equation. Now this equation is used to, purpose of this equation is to determine or calculate the heat transfer. It is called as the flow of the heat. This flow of the heat, there must be the reversible process. Process must be the reversible. Then we can apply the TDS equation. So there are the two equations that is called as TDS, that is the relation between the temperature and entropy. So we call it as the first TDS equation. Now consider first TDS equation, then there is a T and S, that is the temperature and entropy. So temperature and entropy is present in your the derivation. So entropy is a function of the T. Now T is a remainder, so there are another two variables P and V. So you can use the one variable in one equation. So in this case we use the phi. So we get the S is a function of the T and phi. Now take the derivative. So we got the ds derivative ds upon dt at a constant v into dt plus ds upon dv at a constant t into dt. Now if you multiply both sides by the temperature T, then we got equation. That equation is TdS T into ds upon dt at a constant v into dt plus T into ds upon dv at a constant t into dt. Now should we remember here, should we eliminate the two terms from this? First term we can be eliminated and second term also eliminated, ds upon dv, only this term. So we know there is an dq is equal to TdS. This is the second law of the thermodynamics. Now in this equation, it takes the derivative with respect to the t at a constant c. So we can say t into ds upon dt at a constant c. So dq upon dt at constant v is nothing but your Cv, that is the specific heat of your system at a constant volume. So we got the Cv. Now there is a four Maxwell relation between the pressure, volume, temperature and enthalpy. Maxwell gives a four relation among the thermodynamic variable. So here we use one equation from the Maxwell thermodynamic relation. It is called as the Maxwell relation. Now this is thermodynamic relation. So according to from your the second relation, we should be remember second term. We want to replace this. So here you can be written this term once again, ds upon dv at a constant t. This term you can be written as it is, ds upon dv at constant t. Now there is a four variables: pressure, volume and temperature, entropy. That is a PVTS. Here is a VTS, that is a VTS. Remaining term is an P. So you can use here dP. How can return this second relation? Biologically should be remember it. Now there is a temperature constant, you take it is a variable. And here is a V variable, so you can use here constant. So this is the Maxwell second relation. If you use these two equations, this is and these two equations in this equation, so we got your last equation for the TdS. Okay, so last equation TdS is equal to dq upon dt at constant v is equal to Cv, that is the t into ds upon dt at constant v is equal to Cv. So we got the Cv into dt plus t ds upon dv at constant t is equal to dp upon dt at a constant v into dv. Now this is the first TdS equation. Cv dt plus t dp upon dt at a constant v into dv. It should be remember why we replace your second term here. Now it can be first term is at a constant value, second term is at constant temperature. You can be convert it at constant temperature to the constant value. So now these two terms are at a constant value. Your first TDS equation is represented at a constant value. Now we can determine your second TDS equation. Once you understand the first TDS equation, then it is easy to be understand the second TDS equation. So you can once again use the entropy. Entropy is a function of the T. There are two variables we say, one P and V. Can be used this in your earlier. So now use the pressure. Entropy is a function of the temperature and pressure. Once again you can be keep the same procedure for second TDS equation. You take the derivatives of your entropy. So you got the ds upon dt at a constant p into dt plus ds upon dp at a constant t into dp. Similarly, it should be multiplied both sides by the t. So we got equation t into ds is equal to t into ds upon dt at a constant p into dt plus t into ds upon dp at a constant t into dp. Once again you can use your second TDS equation, that is the second equation, that is second law of thermodynamics used, regard the dq is equal to TDS. So take the derivatives of the second relation, that is your second law of the thermodynamics. Second law of the thermodynamics. So we got dq upon dt. dq upon dt. So keep in your the mind, here the pressure is a constant, so you should be take the pressure constant. So we got dq upon dt at a constant pressure. So you get the t into ds upon dt at a constant pressure. Now dq upon dt at constant T is nothing but your Cp, that is specific heat at a constant pressure. Now use once again Maxwell relation for the thermodynamics, and it can be replaced your the second term by using the Maxwell's fourth relation. This. So Maxwell's fourth relation should be written this term as it is, so it can be easily understand how can write your the relation, that is your Maxwell relation. It is called as a Maxwell's fourth relation. So we got ds upon dp at a constant t. This is your equation. So there are the four variables: pressure, volume, temperature and entropy. Here is a pressure, entropy, temperature, remaining is your volume. So you can use your volume. Here is temperature constant, you take the four derivatives variables, and then there is a constant. But here is a negative sign, so you have to keep in a negative. Now you can be put these two equations in your this equation. So we got TDS is equal to Cp into dT. We can use this. Now this is T dV upon dt at a constant P. There is a minus sign, can use the minus sign. There is a minus sign, so you use the minus sign into dP. Now this is your second TDS equation. So it should be observed this first thing is at a constant pressure, second is also constant pressure. First TDS equation it is related to the constant volume and second TDS equation is related to the constant pressure. So this is an about over the second TDS equation. It should be remembered this TDS equation is useful for determination of the flow of the heat in a reversible process. So there are the different condition. In first condition there is constant volume and second condition equation is there is a pressure constant. So this is about all